Somebody else is coming on in. Good morning, Hope. Alright, so let's go ahead, sit up nice and tall. Lift your shoulders up and let them roll back and down. Hands on your knees, elbows soft under your shoulders. And just begin settling in, letting go what it took to get here, letting go what might come after. Just be present. And then finding your breath. Deepening your breath. Finding that equal inhalation, exhalation. In and out through the nose. The mind wanders, focus back on your breath. Remembering we always practice ahimsa. Maybe adding an intention. Gather your hands together in front of your heart and bow your chin in. Still in your intention. And then interlace your fingers and stretch it away. Reach up tall. Relax your shoulders down. Just take a moment, just notice how the heat builds and maybe move a little side to side. And then reach tall and let your hands come behind the back. You can either press into the fingers or interlace the fingers. If you're interlacing, pull them up, but don't drop the spine. And drop your hands down and reach them back high. And then on an exhale, take your right hand to your left knee, twist and look back over the left shoulder. And then inhale, reach high. And exhale, twist to the other side. And inhale, reach high. Exhale, hands down. And then just pick up your left foot, put it in your right hand, and then support the knee with the other arm. So some of you are going to stay out here. You're going to rock back and forth a little. Some of you might be able to pull the foot in near the bend of the elbow. Try not to round in, but keep your spine long. And then breathe into that hip. And then relax, grab the pinky toe side of the left foot with the left hand and find the range of motion, making a circle. And then put that foot down and pick up the other foot, support the knee. See what works on this side, it might be different, and breathe. And then relax, grab the pinky toe side of the right foot with the right hand and find that range of motion. And then just put the bottoms of the feet together and just do a little butterfly, just gently bouncing the knees. Some of you are going to stay here. Some of you are going to fold in towards your toes. And then sit up tall and bring your feet flat on the floor. So work your legs away far enough so you can take the right ankle and cross it over the left knee and push it away. So some of you, that's going to be your spot. Some of you are going to be able to get a little tighter. You're going to bring the foot in closer to the bottom. Some of you might walk your hands in a little closer. You might pick up the bottom, walk it closer to the heel, and just see if you can find a little deeper stretch though. And if you went in tight, you'll need to walk your hands away to get it down. Just take both legs out and give them a little shake. And then bring them back in and cross the left ankle over. See what works on this side. Keep it out as far as you need or bring it in closer and just breathe. And then walk it away. Take both legs out, give them a little kick, a little bounce, and then make your way to hands and knees. Find your tabletop position. Cat-cow tilts. When you're ready, the inhale drops the belly, lifts the head. Hold here, breathe into your back. Wait for an exhale, arch the back high, push the floor away, hold here. And then just move with your breath, inhaling, sway back, and exhaling, cat. Any additional movements feel good, feel free to add those. And then wait for your next exhalation, return to a flat back. And then take your right hip, push it off towards the right side, and you're going to circle back toward the heels and then push it to the left. And do that 2 more times. Should feel that stretch in the outer edges of your hips. And then the next time you come to the front, push it to the left and reverse the circle. And then we'll all come to the front and lower down to your belly. I would slide your elbows forward, setting up for Sphinx. If you need less, tuck the chin. If you need more, look forward, drag the elbows back, engage your glutes. Some of you are staying here. Some of you, it's going to feel good to lift the elbows. If it feels like too much, it is too much. Honor your body. And then just lower down. Push up to hands and knees. Take it all the way to child's pose. And then shifting forward, hands and knees again. Take your right leg back, find that calf, breathe into that stretch. And then lift the leg. You can move the ankle around. And then we're just going to cross the foot over the left, look over the left shoulder towards your toes. Some of you might want to walk your hands a little more to the left, and it's going to deepen that stretch. If you don't need it, don't add it. Now come back to center, swing the leg to the right, right arm up, circle it out. Keep it straight or start to let it go back. Keep it extended or bend the elbow, knuckle sacrum, maybe reach for that bottom inner thigh. And then bring your hand down and push your hips to the back of the mat. You can keep that leg out or bring it in. And then shifting forward, bring the knee in and send the left leg back. Toes on the mat, press through the heel, find that stretch. And then lift the leg. You can move the ankle around. And then cross it over the right, look over the right shoulder towards your toes. Maybe walk your hands a little more to the right. And then bring it back to center, swing the leg to the left, left arm up, circle it out. Keep it straight or start to let it go back. Maybe wrap it around. And then bring your hand down and push your hips to the back of the mat. Shifting forward, bring the knee in, tuck your toes, push back towards your heels. And when you're ready, it's either hands and knees or your first down dog. And just pedal it out, walk it out, move it around. And then press through both heels, hold your down dog. And then lift both heels high as you can and drop them over to the left side. Push more through the right hand. Breathe into that right hip up the side of the leg. And then bring it up high and drop the heels to the other side. Nice, bring it up and walk it to ragdoll. Any movement that feels good here. And walk both hands to the right side of the right foot. Let the left hand grab the calf or ankle, put a bend in the left knee. Stay there or reach the right arm high. Maybe knuckles go to the sacrum, maybe reach around and grab the left inner thigh. And then go ahead, switch sides. You're bending the right knee, right arm reaches across, keep it there or reach the left arm up or wrap it around. This is one of the best IT stretches right here. Bring it back to center. And then bend your knees and stack your vertebrae. Once you're at the top, keep your arms up there, relax your shoulders down, grab the right wrist, pull it to the left side. Stay here or take the right foot behind. You're bending both knees like a curtsy and you're pulling a little deeper to the left. And then go ahead, bring it tall. Grab the other wrist, stretch it over. Stay here or left foot behind, bend both knees and pull a little more to the right. And then bring it back tall. Drop your hands and slide towards your toes. Stay here, or you can take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, and let the arms pull away. Hands go back to the sacrum, reach for your toes. On an inhale, find Ardha Uttanasana. On an exhale, fold. On an inhale, come all the way up. Once you're at the top, stretch it out, drop your tailbone only if it feels good, add a little back bend. And then come up tall, hands down, and find your mountain. Surya Namaskar. On an inhale, reach high. Exhale, bow forward. On an inhale, push your shins away, find a long flat back. On an exhale, bend your knees, plant your palms, left foot back. Drop the knees, sink into the left hip flexor and shine your heart open. So the further you get that back knee away, the more you're going to feel the stretch in the left hip flexor, and you want these joints stacked in front. And then wait for an exhale, hips back, toes lift, hands walk with you if the hamstring is tight. Nice, and then shift the weight forward, bring both hands up to your thigh. Keep the right arm on the thigh, left arm up, and then tip it over to the right side. Stay here or let your right hand reach down for block or floor or whatever you might have at home to lift the floor. And then go ahead, both hands to the top of the mat, take it back to hands and knees or down dog. You can cat-cow or add a vinyasa. And then when you're ready, on an inhale, lift your left leg, keep the hips closed for a moment. Keep your toes down, flex your foot. All right, so notice that stretch coming up the right thigh. All right, now we're gonna turn the toes to the side and let the leg go higher, opening the hips. Only if it feels good, bend the knee. And step that foot to the top. Drop the back knee, sink into the right hip flexor. And then wait for an exhale, hips back, toes lift, hands walk with you if you need the space. And then bring the weight back into the front foot, both hands to your thigh. Left hand stays on the thigh, right arm up, tip it to the left. Keep the left arm where it is or reach it down. And then both hands to the front. Take it back, hands and knees or down dog, cat-cow or vinyasa. And then when you're ready, lift the right leg high, toes down, hips closed. Flex the foot and feel the stretch coming up the left leg. You can always keep it there or turn the toes to the side. Let the leg go higher. Only if it feels good, bend the knee. And then step it all the way to the top. Left hand flat on the mat or a block. Right hand on the thigh. Twist and look to the right. Keep the right hand down or reach it up. You can keep that front knee bent. If you have a little room in the hamstring, you might start to put a little bit of length in that front leg. A block will help if your hamstring's really tight and you want to feel that stretch come up the leg. If you need more, some of you might even be able to lift your right toe. And then go ahead, bend the knee, hands down. Step up with the left foot and back with the right. Right hand flat, left hand on the thigh, twist it open. Keep the left hand low or go high. Keep that front knee bent or start to put some length in the leg. And then go ahead, bend back into the front knee. You can either go to down dog or rag dog. You want to keep it. If you went to down dog, you can flow or rest. Nice. And then we'll all meet back at the top of your mat. Pinky toes near the edges of your mat. Elbows above the knees, bend your knees and find a high squat. If you have knee issues, you're stopping there. If it feels good, sink your hips down. It might help if you angle the toes out, if you have really tight ankles. So sometimes it just depends on the flexion in your ankles. And this, of course, is a really good IT stretch. All right, take some more time here. If you have a crow practice, you want to get that in, go for it. Remember crow, Colette's going to demonstrate at studio. Knees up into the armpits, bend the elbow, shift the weight, lift one toe, other toe. If both come up, work them to the bottom. And then when you're done, you're going to make your way back to hands and knees or down dog. And you're going to rest or flow. Nice, everybody. Honoring your body is yoga. And then we'll all meet at hands and knees. Move through 2 cat-cow tilts. And then wait for your exhale. Stay at that flat back and take your right leg straight back. Take the right foot, turn it to the side, take the left toes and kick it out and reach the right arm up. So let's all just take the right hand to the front of the mat first and just push and reach. Hips go to the side, right arm reaches to the front of your mat. Some of you are going to stay here. Some of you are going to take that right arm back up and then lift the right leg. Stay there, or you can bend the knee, grab the foot and push it away. You're holding on, release. We're all bringing our hand down, pop the left toes up. You're at hands and knees. And then take the left leg back, roll it to the side. Right toes kicked back behind the knee, left arm up. We're all just keeping that foot down at first, and we're reaching the left arm to the front, and we're pushing our hips to the side of the mat. Some of you are staying here. Some of you are gonna lift the left arm up, float the left leg. Stay there or bend the knee, grab the foot. If you're holding on, release. Bring both hands to the front and press into child's pose. Stay here or press it up to down dog. Hold or flow. Nice, everybody. And then either from hands and knees or down dog. I'm going to give you an option here. So if you're in down dog and you're feeling strong, you're going to lift your left leg. You're going to pull the knee up to the nose. And then you're just going to send it under the body off between the hand and foot. And then you're going to reach the right arm up. So it's like a little triangle with the leg out, or a, that doesn't feel good. You can keep that left knee down and do what we did before. Then bring that hand down and send the left leg back in the air and just move it around a little and drop the foot. And then right leg up, squeeze the knee to the nose and send it off to the side. You turn the back foot to the side and reach the left arm up. Remember, you can keep the right knee down and do what we did before. And then drop the hand, send the right leg back up and kick it around. And then you can rest or flow. Child's pose is an option. If you need to roll out your wrists, that's a good place to be. You can flow through and then roll your wrists. And then let's all meet at hands and knees and just do 2 cat-cow tilts. So inhale, look up. Exhale, arch high. One more time. And then either from hands and knees or down dog, walk your way to ragdoll. And round it up to standing. Once you're at the top, stretch it out, drop your tailbone if it feels good, add that little back bend. And then come up tall, hands down, and drop your arms. So we'll step back with the right foot for studio purposes. Whatever works at home is fine. Setting up for your high squat, toes at 1 and 11, bend your knees and track your knees open. Remember, you're not letting the knees go past the ankles, your belly's in, your tailbone's down. Hands can stay on your thighs, or you can bend your elbows and bring the hands up. And then on an inhale, just straighten your legs and drop your arms. On an exhale, bend your knee and find your squat. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, sink low. Do that 2 more times. And then we're going to hold the squat for 3, 2, and 1. Come up, drop the arms, square your feet, fold forward, touch the floor. And then pressing the floor away. And turn your right toes to the right corner of your mat. Walk your hand to that side. Stay up high and push into that top hip. We'll be backwards in the studio. So if you want a little more engagement in the outer edge of that right hip, you're going to walk your hands out on a diagonal. Imagine they're facing like 1 or 2 o'clock on the hands of a clock. And you should feel a stretch in the outer edge of that left hip. And then walk it in, or walk into the other side. So left toes turn out, get the knee and the toes pointing in the same direction, keep it high, maybe walk the hands forward over to 11 o'clock, between 10 and 11. Nice, walk it back to center. We're going back to the right again. And some of you are going to stay up high. You can keep it active by walking the hands forward. Keep them in tight, closer for less of a effort. You want to sink into that right hip. If it doesn't bother the knee or the hip, you can sink down. And then get ready and walk it up and over to the other side. So honor your body. You might keep it in here. You might walk it out for more effort. You might sink it into the hip if it feels good. And walk it back to center. Just walk your hands out, find that wide leg down dog, drop one shoulder and then the other. Notice how the hips respond. You can stay here or take your left hand under, grab the calf or ankle, pull, and look under the right arm. And then we're switching sides. Look under. And then bring it back to center, walk your hands in, just turn your toes to the top of the mat, walk your hands around to the front. And you can either go to down dog or rag dog. You can flow if you went to down dog. A squat would feel better than a rag dog. You can always do that. If you went to down dog, make your way back to rag dog. On an inhale, find Ardha Uttanasana. On an exhale, fold. On an inhale, come all the way up. Once you're at the top, stretch it out, drop your tailbone only if it feels good, add a little back bend. And then come up tall, hands down, and find your mountain. And then keeping your balance, let's move into left foot, lift the toes, spread them wide, hands to the waist, and just bring the right thigh up. Flex it, 90-degree ankle, flex the toes up. Stay here or take that left arm, reach over, hold behind the knee, and right arm goes back. Some of you might slide down, catch the side of the foot, and work on extending the leg. If it went out, bring it in. Come to the front and then let it go any way you want. You can extend, point, squeeze, and lower and shake, or you can just drop it. Sit up nice and tall. Other leg up. Keep it there, or for me, it's right arm over, left arm back. You did the other side, go for it. If you're going for the foot, slide it down, grab the foot, and extend. And then bring it back in. Come to the front, let it go any way you want. And then switch out the hips. So pinky toes near the edge and just push your hips from side to side. And then shake it out. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, bow forward. So making sure your ankles are under your hips. If you went a little wider, walk them in. And then just tense your fingers. So you're taking most of the weight out of the hands. And you can put blocks under there if you need it. We're going to lift the right leg up. Some of you are staying in a standing L. Some of you are going to let the head go towards the shin and let the right leg go higher. Nice. Only if it feels good, bend that top knee. Reach back with the left hand, grab the top of the foot, and pull that heel into the bottom. And then release it, drop the foot, hang out. You can always work on other balance if you're not feeling this today. And then go ahead, tense your fingers, right foot stays down, left leg lifts, standing L or standing splits. Only if it feels good. You can bend the knee, reach up with the right hand, grab the top of the foot and pull it in. So if you can't reach it, just keep the hands down. And then release that foot, pinky toes near the edges of your mat, high squat or low squat. And then get ready, make your way back. If you want to go through crow again, you can. You can end up at hands and knees. You can do a down dog, a child's pose, a vinyasa. Use your core. Nice. And then we'll all meet at hands and knees. And just do 2 cat-cow tilts. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, arch high. One more time. And then lower all the way onto your belly. Forehead or chin down, arms back with the palms up. On an inhale, tuck the tailbone and lift up just your head, neck, and chest. Arms float up. Push the tops of the feet down. Looking out in front of your mat so your neck stays in line with the spine. Little lift just before you lower. Left cheek on the mat and wiggle out your hips. Stay here or second round, forehead or chin down. This time we'll add the feet if you'd like, skip it if you don't. Inhale, head, neck, and chest, and then maybe the legs. And breathe. Little lift just before you lower. Right cheek on the mat, wiggle out your hips. And then stay where you are. Or third and final, if you have knee issues or you can't reach the feet, you're doing the same one you just did. If it doesn't bother the knees, you can bend the knees, reach back, take hold of the tops of the feet or the ankles. On an inhale, roll up head, neck, and chest, and then push the feet into the hands. If this hurts the body, stop. Go back here. Little lift just before you lower. Put the left cheek on the mat, and then if your knees were bent, you can windshield wiper, wiggle out your hips, whatever feels good. And then drop your feet, push up to hands and knees, and go all the way back to child's pose. So try taking your knees wider and your feet together and see if you can feel a stretch more in the hips. The tighter the knees, the more you're going to feel it in the back and the quads. Decide if you're going to stay here or press up to down dog. Stay there or flow through. Nice, everybody. All right. Now, either from hands and knees or down dog. I'm going to stay hands and knees. Just let your left leg lift, and then we're just bringing the left hand to the outside, left foot to the outside of the left hand. And we're going to work that right leg away for lizard lunge. And then if it feels okay, you can let the left toe, the big toe side of the foot pop up, and you're going to feel a little more of a stretch here. Some of you are staying there, so we're going to take your left hand, push the knee away and look to the left. Only if it feels good. You can bend the knee, reach back with the hand, take hold of the top of the foot, left hand, grabs the foot or ankle. Doesn't feel good, don't do it. Nice. If you're holding on, release with control, no rubber bands, hands to the front. Stay where you are or drop the right elbow, stay there or drop the left. If you went low, push up to the arms. And we're going to work it into pigeon. So you just take that left knee and bend it so the knee goes to the outside of the left hand. If this hurts the body, come onto your bottom and I'll show you what to do. So make sure your knee's over near the left side of your mat and the heel is near the right groin area. And then slide that right leg away. Stay up high or come down onto the elbows. Or maybe stack your hands if your hip is pretty open and you need a bigger stretch. You can open the arms in a T and put your right ear on the mat. If this hurts the body, stop. You can get the same stretch by sitting on your bottom, crossing the left ankle over and walking it in like we did in the beginning. Nice, everybody. All right, so if your ITs are not stretched out after this class, there's never going to be. If you went low, push up through your arms. Just drag that right knee forward. You can pop the knee up if you want. We're going to slide that left leg out and kick it around. So, of course, you can always be at hands and knees if you want more. And then we're going to lift up that right leg, either from hands and knees or down dog. And we're taking the right hand to the outside, right foot to the outside of the right hand. Work that left knee as far away as you can. Maybe it feels good to pop the big toe side of the foot up to make that stretch happen here. Keep it here or take the right hand, push the knee away, look to the right. Keep it there or bend the knee, reach back, take hold of the top of the foot or ankle. Don't hurt the body. If you're creating unnecessary tension, if you can ease out and find a spot where you can relax a little. If you're holding the foot, release with control, both hands to the front. Stay extended or drop the left elbow. Stay there or drop the right. Lizard lunge. If you went low, push up through the arms. We're walking that right foot across, bend the knee a lot. So you can put the shin down, top of the foot down, right heel to the outside of your mat. So way out near the right side, the right knee. And then the heels at the top of the left groin. And then you work that back leg away. There you go. Keep pulling back on the left hip, forward on the right. Keep extended or lower down. So if you have really tight hips and you have a block, you can always take a block and pop it under that bent leg side. If you went low, push up your arms. We're sliding that left knee forward. Move the foot out of the way and kick it around. You can go to down dog or child's pose. You can rest or flow. You can cat-cow, whatever feels good. And remember the things that feel good when you're in class that feel like they're stretching out your tight areas, so you can remember to do those at home when you're by yourself. All right, that was your last flow there. If anyone missed it and you need it, go for it. Because when you're done, we're meeting on our bottoms. Nice. Take that left leg out, bring the right knee up and in, keep it or cross it. This leg can stay straight, or you can bend the knee, take it back toward the bottom. You're gonna hug the knee with the left, look to the right. Nice. Some of you might add the elbow. And then wait for an exhale, unwind to the open side, look around. And then come back to center and switch. So right leg out, left leg up, keep it or cross it, leg stay straight or bend it back next to the bottom. Hug the knee with the right, look to the left, find your pose. Wait for an exhale, unwind, look around. And then come to center and take both legs wide. Walk your sitting bones forward, hands in front, and just walk them away. So some of you are going to stay up high, some you're going to be able to lower to the elbows, some of you might be able to walk your hands way out, get your chest and chin down. And then walk your hands back in and bring the bottoms of the feet together, little butterfly. Stay here or bow forward. And then sit up, bring your knees up. So opportunity for core, if you want to skip it, just come onto your back. So if you want to do that core, just reach your arms forward, pull your heart up, tuck your chin, and see if you can slowly lower down one vertebrae at a time. Starts to feel like too much, just grab hold of your thighs and roll onto your back. Nice, everybody. And then hug your knees into your chest and rock it out. And then let's just take our legs straight up in the air and just bend your knees until your toes drop out of sight. Push your low back into the mat. Take your hands, push the tops of your thighs away, and at the same time, push the thighs back into the hands, push the low back into the mat, and you should start to feel your core engaging. If you can't feel it, you're probably not doing something right, because you should start to shake. So extend your arms completely. Yep, push. And you should start to shake and drop your toes more, Dale. A little more, drop the toes. Just beyond, drop below, yeah. Anybody not shaking? All right, we can hug it in then. We're done. So that's a great way to strengthen your low back without any flexion in your back. And then keep your right leg in and send your left leg high. Flex the left foot and slow as you can, lower that leg. Once the leg touches, give it a little rock. And then open your arms into a T and tuck your toes behind the knee on the extended leg and twist. Knee to the left, gaze to the right. All right, some of you are staying here. Make sure that right shoulder stays on the mat. Feels okay, put your left hand on top of the knee. Work on extending that top leg and then maybe sliding down towards the calf, ankle, or foot. And you'll find another opportunity to stretch out that IT. And then bring it back up through center, hug it in and rock it out. And then keep your left leg in, send your right leg high, flex it, and slow as you can, lower the leg. Once it touches, give it a little rock. And then open up and take your twist. Knee to the right, gaze to the left. Keep both shoulders on the floor. Maybe the right hand goes to the thigh. Maybe it starts to extend the leg and slide out towards the foot, calf, ankle. And then bring it back in, hug it up and in and rock it up. And then just wrap. Let's plant our feet. Put your left thigh, wrap it on top of the right. And then just pick up the knees and hold the knees and squeeze them up and in. Some of you, that's a big enough stretch. Some of you are going to slide down the shins, flex the feet, grab the pinky toe sides of the feet, and then maybe work the feet parallel, shins parallel to the top of the mat. And then relax it down and switch thighs. So you just pick up, hold the knees, keep it there, or slide down for deeper stretch, flex the feet, maybe shins work parallel. And then release, unwind, hug both knees in, stay here or bottoms of the feet together. Stay there or both feet up, happy baby. Any movement that feels good. And then feet together, knees together. If it feels good, hug yourself up. And then exhale, stretch it out in all directions. Take up space. And forget about the breath. Let it return to normal. And then just imagine that beautiful golden light enters the body through the crown of the head. As the light pours through, it brings warmth and relaxation to the scalp, the forehead, the eyes, nose, and mouth are relaxed. Ears, cheeks, jaw, and chin. Make sure you're not clenching. The neck and shoulders. The arms, hands, and fingers. Chest with heart and lungs, abdomen, the upper, middle, and lower back are relaxed. The hips, the pelvis, the buttocks, the thighs, the knees, the calves and shins, the ankles, the feet, and out the toes. The body is completely relaxed. This state of peace is your true nature. Take a few moments, just be. It's daring to not shut anyone out of our hearts, to not make anyone an enemy. If we begin to live like this, we'll find that we actually can't find someone as completely right or completely wrong. Life is more slippery and playful than that. Trying to find absolute rights and absolute wrongs is a trick we play on ourselves to feel secure and comfortable. Compassionate action, being there for others, being able to act and speak in a way that communicates, begins with noticing when we start to make ourselves right and wrong. At that particular point, we could just contemplate the fact that there is an alternate way of being, which is the bodhicitta, the noble heart. Our ancient habitual patterns will begin to soften, and we'll begin to see the faces and hear the words of people who are talking to us. As we learn to have compassion for ourselves, the circle of compassion, what and whom we can work with and how, expands. So bring the awareness to your breath. Let it fill your body. And then wake up your body with small movements until you work your way out for a big stretch. And then hug your knees in one last time. Take a few breaths on your favorite side. And in your own time and way, when you're ready, come up to your comfortable seats. Then we'll close our practice. Find your breath.